the mistakes that people make is waiting too long to file or take action to protect yourself. Such, thoughts are, do you have fear that the other side might relocate to another state with your child? If you do, don't wait too long to file. Do you have fear that the other side might drain your bank account? Take action to protect yourself. Hire an attorney. Get legal advice. Know what you should and shouldn't be doing to protect yourself. So if you wait too long and you don't protect yourself, that's a common, costly mistake. We call it sticking your head in the sand or allowing your case to go into default, like we had discussed at the beginning. Number 2 is allowing your emotions to control the process. So that can be extremely difficult because this is a very emotional process. It's good to have an attorney who can remain level-headed and help you strategically through this process. So sometimes you're going to be emotional and it is what it is. Your attorney can help you with that. So your attorney can say, look, I know this is an emotional time. The way I see it is, here's our options. Let me educate you on these options and you tell me what you want to do based upon that. And they can give you that education and that advice to help you walk you through this emotional time. Failing to clearly communicate your goals to your attorney and or holding unrealistic expectations despite attorney's advice. So you need to communicate clearly to your attorney. Make sure that they know everything. Don't hide things from your attorney. They need to be able to represent you in the best possible way, and that's for them to know everything that's going on. Nothing's worse than being surprised in trial by hearing that you've done X and you're like, yeah, I really did X and I didn't tell you about it, and you're like, oh, great. So then you're scrambling to figure out how you're going to adjust for that in trial. So no surprises for your attorney. Just let them know everything. Number 4, using your attorney as a therapist instead of your legal advisor. Again, this is a very emotional time. We understand that there's going to be times when you're going to be talking to your attorney like a therapist, but just know that that can be a common, costly mistake. We're here to listen, but there's a time where maybe you would consider seeking out a therapy or a counselor to talk about your emotional issues as opposed to your attorney. Number 5, failing to follow your attorney's instructions. Number 6, failing to follow the instructions of a guardian ad litem or failing to follow a court order. Side note, what's a guardian ad litem? It is an attorney for the child that is appointed by the court. So if you have child custody issues that, for example, involved abuse or neglect, you might have a guardian ad litem appointed and they represent your child. So if a guardian ad litem is appointed and they've instructed you to do something, obviously you want to talk to your attorney first, but generally speaking, you want to do what the guardian says. Again, though, you want to talk to your attorney first and walk through strategy and that type of thing. Always follow court orders. Nothing worse than disobeying a court order. That's very bad. In fact, we call it the kamikaze mentality. I'm sure many of you know what kamikaze is from history. Number 7, not telling your attorney the full truth or failing to inform your attorney of important developments in your case. So we talked about that. 8, listening to the advice of that friend of yours that was discovered and XYZ happened in their case. That's a huge one. So a lot of people say, well, my aunt's divorce case, this happened, and my best friend, this happened. What you need to know is every case is different. And I know that's hard to imagine, but really, it depends on what judge you get. It depends on how the opposing counsel responds, whether they respond timely or whether they drag things out, whether the other side tries to run you out of money. So many factors involved that every case is different. So listening to your aunt or your cousin or your friend tell their story is not really helpful because it's setting you up for expectations that are different for your case. Number 9, having a bar fight mentality. So thinking you can bully the judge, the guardian ad litem, or the opposing party with below-the-belt tactics and not focusing on what's truly important to your ultimate goals. That can be a common, costly mistake. So what's the most costly mistake? Number 10, attempting to navigate the divorce process on your own without an attorney or hiring the wrong attorney. So generally speaking, when you hire an attorney, you want to hire someone who focuses primarily on family law. Sometimes I'll joke that if you hire an attorney who does a little bit of everything, they might know a little bit of everything. So you want to hire that attorney who you feel comfortable with, who primarily focuses on family law, and who can help guide you through this process, through emotionally and financially help you figure out how to, divide assets and debts, come up with child support calculations, maintenance, figure out how you might argue for attorney's fees. All those strategies are important, and you need to feel comfortable with your attorney to be able to work through those things.